忍びの時代は終わる。
螺旋が
The true power of Sarada's Sharingan has awakened. Half of Susanoo's body has been activated to fight Hidari. Not only that, Kawaki, who previously decided to team up with Boruto, is now helping Sarada and Team 7 fight the Divine Tree Human. And finally, just as we predicted yesterday, Koji's words were not nonsense. Koji, who had told Shikamaru to treat Jura like an ordinary customer whenever he was in Konoha, especially at the bookstore, turns out to be right in this chapter 17. But I'll give you a few seconds to figure out which part of what I just said is fake or not. Yep, Sarada awakening her eye power, specifically Susanoo, and Kawaki helping them fight the Divine Tree Human, 100% fake. But as for Jura visiting the bookstore and buying some books from Konoha's bookstore, that's real, 100% real. I know your reaction might be to ask why, if Sarada activates Susanoo and fights Hidari, it's fake, but I'm talking about it, right? Here's the interesting thing, so give me a chance to explain why it's not 100% fake. The fact is, saying that this is a real Chapter 17 leak is a big lie. But maybe, if we talk more rationally, I assume this could happen, but not in Chapter 17. So, let me explain this, and also I have another clue, or what can also be called a big plot twist, that Masashi Kishimoto might plan Chapter 17, which features Jura being in Konoha Village to buy some books. But before we dive in and talk about all this, help me reach 100 likes and 1 new sub. Thanks, guys. First, we will discuss the fake information that is currently circulating on the internet. I was a little shocked when I saw the leaked rematch between Sarada and Hidari, specifically Sarada using Amaterasu and activating Susanoo. I'm not going to argue nor disbelieve that Sarada and Hidari's rematch will happen, but if it happens in the near future, I highly doubt it. As a leader, Jura's knowledge, I think he better understands how Hidari's condition is after he woke up from his death. Most likely, Hidari's current condition has not fully recovered, especially his instincts. But the point is, most likely in Chapter 17, Hidari will not fight. Then, if we talk about Sarada's ability to use Amaterasu and also activate Susanoo in Chapter 17, this is a very fast timeline, right? Believe it or not, this will be a situation that is quite difficult to guess how Kishimoto will create a scenario for Sarada to awaken her eye ability, especially if she can use Amaterasu and Susanoo. In the Naruto universe, the Uchiha clan can be said to have reached its final era after Itachi killed his entire clan. And we should already understand how Sasuke was able to gain such immense power and awaken his eye abilities. It took countless sacrifices and immense suffering. The pain of losing his family and his strong resolve to seek revenge, as well as uncover the true answers from Itachi, were the main triggers for Sasuke to achieve that great power. And the problem is, how could she gain immense power from her eyes when the only remaining Uchiha members are just her and her father, who is currently a tree? In fact, we've definitely expected that Sarada's fight with Hidari in Chapter 11 would be the main trigger for her to awaken her eye abilities. But the truth is, it wasn't at all. So how could Sarada awaken her eye abilities to activate Amaterasu and also Susanoo? Isn't doing that supposed to require a certain level of Sharingan, right? And if Sarada's current eye that we see is the one she awakened when begging Sasuke to save Boruto, it seems too soon for that eye to be able to activate Susanoo and Amaterasu. Again, I'm not saying that Sarada won't master the abilities of Amaterasu or even Susanoo. It's certain that she will master them in the future. But of course, not in Chapter 17, and not with that eye. I think Sarada needs an evolution of her Sharingan eye to be able to use both techniques, right? And most likely, before Sarada can reach that level, there are abilities that are more relevant than her current eyes. I don't know exactly what they are, but if you say Amaterasu and Susanoo, isn't that too soon, guys? Right? In conclusion, the rematch between Sarada and Hidari, I'm sure, will happen, but certainly not in the near future, especially not in Chapter 17. Basically, before the Divine Tree humans achieve their desire to devour every human who becomes their target, they'll definitely keep chasing and pursuing that goal. And if we're talking about Kawaki, who at that time was in the Suna village helping Sarada and Team 7 fight the Divine Tree, the chances are 50-50. You know what I mean, right? It's true that Kawaki has now teamed up with Boruto and decided to destroy the Divine Tree humans, including parts of the Otsutsuki. But once again, if that happens in Chapter 17, I really don't believe it. Kawaki is too weak right now to force himself into a fight against the Divine Tree humans. He needs the great power from the limiter that Amado has adjusted to give him maximum defense and regeneration abilities. Besides, how could Kawaki be so foolish to ignore Boruto's advice to get that great power from Amado and act recklessly by fighting the Divine Tree humans without having the limiter removed? This is definitely very careless and doesn't make sense. Kawaki needs to gain real power first, then he can help Boruto defeat and destroy the Divine Tree humans from this world. And in conclusion, if Kawaki was in Suna Village helping Sarada and Team 7 fight Hidari in Chapter 17, that's a hoax. Now, let's talk about the official 100% real leaks from the official Naruto website about Chapter 17, where Jura is in a bookstore in Konoha. To be honest, this is a very easy prediction to guess, because basically Koji has said this in Chapter 16. And regarding this leak, I feel like I found another clue about what Masashi Kishimoto will plan. Maybe you don't need to 100% believe what I'm saying, but I sense another plot twist with the reveal of Jura going to the bookstore in Konoha. You should still remember Koji's suggestion to Shikamaru about Team 7 currently being in Suna Village to track down Shinki and Gaara. The point is that Koji suggested avoiding the battle immediately if, in that situation, Jura came into the battle. And the meaning of these words and their connection to Jura currently being in Konoha Village, it seems like there really will be a new scenario. I suspect that Team 7 and the Suna Shinobis fight against Matsuri and Ryu will have great potential if Boruto comes to Team 7's aid. And I am very sure of this. After Koji confirmed that Jura will come to Konoha for the second time, it's clear that as someone who can see the future and is a master of planning and strategy, Koji would likely advise Boruto to help them defeat Ryu and Matsuri while Jura is in Konoha. And if it's highly probable that Jura knows about this, I'm pretty sure Jura will head to the battlefield where Ryu and Matsuri are fighting them, right? So far, that's the only scenario involving Jura's appearance in Konoha. And if we're talking about Jura buying some of those books, what do you think they contain? Is Jura looking for some information about the Jubi, Impi, and Tailed Beasts? But please don't tell me that Jura bought Jiraiya's Icha Icha Tactics book. And speaking of that book, does Jura have the money to buy it? Yeah, this matter doesn't need to be taken seriously, but if Jura really respects Konoha culture, he should pay for the book he took, right? And well, the final conclusion of our discussion this time is just that. For the page containing Sarada activating Amaterasu and also Susanoo, it is sure that it is a hoax. And regarding the matter of Jura, there is no need to doubt it. So, what do you think is the worst that will happen if Jura comes to the battlefield when Team 7 and the Suna Shinobi fight Ryu and Matsuri? This is very exciting to look forward to. Thank you to those of you who have supported this channel with likes, subs, and also those who have joined the Akatsuki gang. I'm Nim, see you in the next Chapter 17 leak. Bye bye, Databayo.